welcome back to the IWAR Network Tubecast. I'm your host, IWL Commissioner Alex G. And with me on this episode, CWL Commissioner Micheal Swanson, BBL Commissioner Derek Tuttle, and IWAR Commissioner, BRL Commissioner, and NWL Commissioner Matt Riley. How's it going, gentlemen?
Ho, ho, ho.
Where?
Well, I figure we're in the holiday season since we're recording this live at the mall.
Live at the mall. Right on Santa's lap. All right, guys, so wait for
Ice Train's here, too.
Wait for Ice Train.
Polar Express.
All right, so this episode will be the December 2019 Cycle in Review. And I think we're going to start off with the CWL Continental Wrestling League number 244. League champion Barry Takenese Stevens. TV champions Big Bad Bob. United States champion Vincent Torrio. Yukon champions Alex Von Schnapp. Caribbean champion Terrible Thomas Perez. Amazon Basin champion Scotty Flash. British Isles champion Bob Bonecutter. Arabian champion Mike Freakin' Mason. South African champion Alabastard. Siberian champion Axel Von Schnapp. East Asian champion Anthony Zabapowski. Oceanic champion Alex Von Schnapp. Tag team champions Alex and Axel Von Schnapp. TV tag team champions Johnny the Wrench Morello and Vincent Torrio. Six-man champions Axel, Alex, and Alec Von Schnapp. And TV six-man champions the Philosopher Elijah Davis, Lubrius Lone Odor, and Marcus the Monster Monroe. So, Michael, what's going down in the CWL?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. No, seriously, we've got quite a few things going on and a couple things we have to go over tonight. Particularly, we need to go over a couple of the rules as far as Commissioner Championships. In order to remain a Commissioner Champion, especially for the Continental Championship and the Tag Team Championships, you must trash talk 4 out of 5 cycles for the entire series. And as such, it is my unfortunate duty to strip Joe Boring of the Continental Championship.
What?
And
Boo.
yes, there's been no trash talk forthcoming. I've talked to the manager in question. Really apologetic, feels bad. There's, life gets in the way of things sometimes. It's unfortunate, but, the league's got to run. So it's going to be, the championship will be going to the challenger, Big Bad Bob, which then also throws a monkey wrench into our upcoming pay-per-view, The Big, the Bad, and the Boring. Same name, but the main event match is going to be Big Bad Bob versus Fubar Snafu in a non-title match. They've had a nice little feud grudge building up, so that's going to be interesting. We have a lot more matches coming on that, which is going to be taking place on cycle 246 is when the matches will run, with write-ups coming the following cycle in 247. A lot of great trash talk. Keep it coming, guys. And also, don't forget, we have the Four Corners Invitational coming up. It's a $1 entry fee for your wrestlers. We need those in by January 21st at the latest. The more that people get in on this, the bigger the prize is going to be. The winner gets a split of the money and a shot at the Iowa Revolution Championship, and each one of the other 3 finalists will also get a cut of that pool of money. So a little bit of IW credit going out. So let's get that going, guys.
All right, man, I dig it.
More sad news. It was recently come to our attention today that one of our managers, David Garrett, who ran the Agents of Redemption, has left the game for personal reasons. I know I'm going to miss him. He was a fantastic player, great trash talk. I've followed the Forgotten Vagrant and the Ethereal Garden storyline from the very beginning, from the original Ethereal Guardian, back when I was in the CWL in 2016. And just great stuff between him and Victor Von Schnapp in his last match. And, the evolution, that nice slow burn he had for turning the Forgotten Vagrant into the new Ethereal Guardian and then back into the Forgiven Vagrant. Just a great, great writer, great storyline. And he's been kind of a cornerstone to this league, and I'm real sad to see him go.
Alrighty, yeah, sad news. All right, next up is the IWL Independent Wrestling League number 114. League champion Luther Alexander, television champion Grant Sabros, shut up. New York City's champion Dr. Slam, Los Angeles champion the American Savages Buddy, Boston champions the Motor City Hellhound, Detroit champion Josh the Beast Gordon, Cleveland champion Gentleman Jack Audley, Dallas champion Algebra Jones, Memphis champion Graphic Violence TI-83, Miami champion Catfish Bucky, San Francisco champion Frederick Xavier, Chicago champion, the highlight of the night, Johnny Vegas, tag team champions Frederick Xavier Sr. and Frederick Xavier, TV tag team champions Gentleman Jack Udley and the Motor City Hellhound, six-man champions Pigeon Boy, Quail Man, and Recyclops, and TV six-man champion the Super Stomper American Savages Buddy and Hank. So Alex G, what's going down in the IWL? Starrcade is here, ladies and gentlemen. So those matches will be sent in this upcoming cycle. Again, make sure you put your best foot forwards in terms of strategies, because a lot of things are going to be settled at this pay-per-view. Again, it's our biggest pay-per-view of the year, so just keep that in mind. In addition to that, moving forward, I don't know if you guys have seen the poster for Soul Survivor yet, but that it has been announced live from the Nassau Coliseum. Main event yet to be determined. And I would also be remiss not to mention Ryan Patrick and the new clean-cut regulators. This is one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my entire life. So read what the regulators wrote and read this TT, which is amazing. Again, it hits home a lot of different points. It takes place at a carnival. It is fantastic. I love this. Nice to see Ryan back on top of his game. It's just dope to see. Very, very happy overall. I'm happy overall with all the TT, other than my own, because it got messed up in formatting when it got sent to the IWA. They were able to fix it online, but unfortunately, those hard paper copies are still going to look like crap. In addition to that, again, everyone is kind of getting in position ready for Starrcade. Again, fantastic TT from just about everyone. Even Johnny WrestleFest breaks his silence. And we see a return of Johnny WrestleFest. Three Birds, again, doing fantastic work. As always, the Omega Squadron, again, the stuff they did with Soul Train Jones, oh, man. Again, it just warms the cockles of my heart. It's fucking amazing. I love it.
Family show, come on.
Not anymore. Not according to YouTube or not. Fuck that shit. Again, we have Jack Udley talking about Kennedy Cage. We have the Revolution magazine here, which is a lot of fun to put together. Taking some of the stuff that I had in the vault and whipping that stuff back out. You see a nice picture of Luther and Dolly Parton, and a very suggestive picture of Johnny Vegas. And then again, when we talk about fantastic TT, you gotta look at Neo Dragon. Look what he's doing. He's doing stuff that's just like, it's completely off the charts. So we have the Velociraptor here. Him and Joe Boring, 2020 is gonna. I think they're gonna carry the league. I'm that certain of that. He walks in and just dominates the Velociraptor. Just insane. Again, we have the usual heroes. Again, I can see them feuding with the regulators in the future, or feuding with Revolution Extreme going forward, or even the Three Birds in terms of a six-man. So I'm, again, very excited about that. We have a promo here from the Math Club. Sans Math Jackson. So it's Algebra Jones and TI-33, carrying the torch here. And once again, troubling TT from Ivan, the resurrected Mazimov. Keep on working it. You'll get it. You'll just keep on working it. You'll get it together. I'm sure of it. I'm glad that he's talking about people, which is nice. We'll get there, and we'll just move forward. But again, you have the Graces are making an impact here. We have the Chaotix again, just raw, right to the point, getting their point across. Again, we have Graham Underwood as IWL World Champion for 715 days. We have the Gentleman's Club. I'm very curious, historically, about the Super Stomper. So just keep your eyes open for that. Again, Ali Atari doing Ali Atari type things. Great TT from Big Bad Red Fox and Queen Vixen Red. Yet another plea from Catfish Rob to get a title shot. You don't. Oh, Backstabber did TT this cycle. Bless his heart. He's actually talking about Luther and the Chameleon, which is nice. But we have a plea from Catfish Rob to Graham Underwood, or Chicken Little, as he calls him. I don't know how it works in any other leagues, but begging for title shots are not going to get the job done. You have to win stuff, tournaments, matches, what have you. That's how it works here. But I don't know if they do in other leagues that are different. I don't know. I want to walk into the ASL stuff begging for title shots, see what happens. Maybe they get them over there. I don't know. But again, overall, I'm very happy with the card count. Very happy with the TT. I'm very happy with us going into Starrcade. I think 2020 is going to be a banner year for the IWL. I'm very happy with the draft picks that we have coming in. Again, we're on the cover of this month's Post to Post. We have Jordan Drake. So again, just very excited about for 2020, and I think you're going to see more things yet to come. So again, overall, super happy. All right, next up is the NWL New Wave League, number 141, league champion Alexander J. Styles, future IWL World Champion. I'm calling that right now. TV champion Nick Bloodtrap, Atlantic champion The Perfect 10 Dixon Decade, Central champion Cobra Commander. Where's Destro and the Dreadnoughts and Dr. Mindbender? Dixie champion Argyle Warborn. We're still getting clarification on the hyphen there. We're still working on that. Eastern champion, the original Sinna, Raven Sinclair. Mountain champion, the Outlaw John Nash. Northern champion, Comeback Kid. Pacific champion, Bill, the Bruiser Bagwell. Prairie champion, Yellow Dog, 2099. Barry Windham or Brian Pillman? Or is it Brian Pillman Jr.? I don't know. We got to find out. Southern champion, the Pharmacist, RX Payne. Western champion, Blackjack, Jack McQueen. A lot of Jacks in there. Tag team champions, Randy the Stingray Borden and the Yellow Dog, 2099. TV tag team champions, Keith Blood and Johnny Luger. Six-man champions, Alexander J. Styles. Nate Moneyman Barnes. Where do I know Nate Barnes from? The name Nate Barnes. Does anyone know? I feel like I know that name from somewhere. Whatever. And Outlaw John Nash. TV six-man champions, Keith Blood, Johnny Luger, and Slash Master. So, Matt, what's going down in the NWL?
Well, a lot, actually. We have a big transition cycle, and there's a lot going on. I'm going to talk about the rest of the year races in a later part of the show, but there's a lot of excitement going on. We have one cycle left in the year competitively for awards. I am happy to see some new faces and some really good promos from the newer guys. Gives me hope. We just had our Clash of the Champions, and Nate Moneyman Barnes is the new Young Lions Unified Champion. And we had a Mascara de la Muerte won the Bunkhouse Battle Royal out of a credit, but since he's graduating, he won't earn the new Specialty Championship, which we created a Specialty Championship to kind of give players something to go for. And again, in the aspect of using the NWL to help train people and teach them how to play, I want to kind of get them focused on the idea of some leagues have competitions where you can challenge a champion every cycle or every other cycle or however it may work. So I'm trying to do different formats and formulas, and even the every Clash of the Champions we have like a $1 buy-in event that gets credit to the winner. We've seen 14, 11, 8 now. So I mean the joining has gone up and down, but it's just a way of kind of getting players in the process of understanding how, like, if you pay $1 in and you compete, you can win out of a credit, and then how to use it. So it's a nice little fun aspect of that. Yes, Alexander J. Styles finally climbing that mountain, and a fun aspect is the person who was champion before him, Mascara de la Muerte. He's been feuding with him for a long time, so it was kind of cool that when he finally wins the title, he beat his arch enemy to do it. So that, as commissioners say, is gold, and that's great to work with. Nick Bloodtrap winning TV title. He's come a long way from kind of just being an afterthought to his brother. And I mentioned before, a lot of players that play this game are on the IWAR Facebook page. And we also have a chat group built up called the NWL Locker Room. It's just current NWL players.
Everyone in there is naked.
Yes, and then
You ever
there's
go to the gym and they have that one dude that just has his junk everyone's face all the time?
yes.
Swanson, you know all about that.
I tend to go at midnight, so there's not really anybody else there.
Well, it's
So
even
I'm the
better,
smart
you know.
one. I avoid him. Yeah.
Just make sure you have the right colored hanky. You're all good.
That's right.
Or am I that guy?
So anyways, if you're not involved in it, one of the things we do is in particular this situation, Nick Bloodtrap and Nate Barnes are brothers, and their father helps them coordinate. So he actually takes their notes and puts a promo together. So he helps them kind of write together, and they pick the strategies. And they've done a really good job getting better and better. So I'm happy to see that. But I'll talk more about the points race in a moment. But I do want to say that I'm happy to see when groups kind of form. So we had first we have Slaughterhouse, which is Slashmaster, Johnny Luger, and Keith Blood, which are kind of a mix-up of Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, and I think the other face of the third one. But it's neat to see groups come in and kind of start doing well as a group when they introduce themselves. We have a new face called Super Bombero Jr. He's a firefighter, guys. Good promo. And I want to let people know I do a thing here. I mention this because other players in other leagues have asked me at times to help take their promos and package them up so they look nice and sweet and all that. I did it for a while in the BRL for a couple players that were having computer issues and didn't have the time to design it up. So this player came to me and said, hey, I want a promo, but I'm not really sure how to do it. And he sent me an example. And so I said, hey, if you want, I can package it up for you. So he sent me some images and stuff, and I could put it together for him. If you're interested in having me do that for you, let me know. I do it in the BRL for a couple players right now. I'm doing it in NWL for this one player in particular, but I'm happy to do it for others. And what I do is I just incorporate it into the report so it's seamless when it comes to actually reading it as part of the game. And essentially, think of me like training wheels. Once you get up and ready and you're good and comfortable, go ahead and do your thing. But it's a nice way to kind of get people involved that would otherwise be, a little nervous about their promos. Duff Dugan headed out of the league. He's going to head to the EPL. We've got a long feud between Warpig and Nate Barnes. Still, poor Warpig couldn't get a win in their whole feud. Talk about a Tommy Dreamer Raven thing. We have the Pharmacist RX Payne, who is a fantastic bad guy. Great promos from the face cards, Dixon Decade and the Blackjacks. Fiction with a good promo. Again, guys, always feel free to write in. And we have big guns Greg Gunnar, who's been beating the shit out of poor White Elephant Sr. For quite some time now. So sadly, another vicious beatdown ensued. But I'm happy to see a lot of work. And I did a little revamp of the report in pieces here. Again, remember, if you're in the NWL, you're in there for 17 cycles, and then you get promoted to the new leagues, the big leagues. We do this as a rolling effect, and it's a way to help players learn the game with other players who are new. And then, once you're up and running and ready to go, you move on. Some players have, kind of said, I missed that notice, so I made it a bigger, bolder item here called The Clock is Ticking. I redid the Welcome to the NWL page, kind of made it easier to follow along. The next clash is lined up. We're having Hardcore Haven Money in the Bank to establish a Money in the Bank briefcase winner. So that's going on. So lots going on in the NWL. It's been a really fun ride this year. A lot of players are all promoting, graduating into the other IWAR leagues or other places in the game. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do outside of it. It's always kind of fun to see how someone progresses. Like we talked earlier about David Garrett and his, Forgotten Vagrant, Ethereal Guardian. I remember when they won we had a tag tournament years ago, and they won the tag tournament. And then you see them go on to IWL and CWL and how they play on the leagues. So it's kind of fun to watch that. And if you are interested, you can kind of keep track of the various award winners over the years in our IWAR award winning. You can kind of use that as a timestamp to kind of see how players have evolved and wrestlers have come from certain points and changed. So that's what's going on in NWL. We'll talk more about other things later on, but keep up the good work, guys. We appreciate it.
All right, fantastic. Next up, Bloodbath League, number 474. The league champion, Risthick Ricardo Cabeza. TV champion, Hubert the Introvert Roberts. Atlantic champion, Matt Jackson in his debut. Central Champion, Righteous Justice Washington. Dixie Champion, Litigation. Eastern Champion, War Pig. Mountain Champion, Graham Cracker Johnson. Northern Champion, Guts. Pacific Champion, Fatty the Butcher. Prairie Champion, Blood Threat number 2. Southern Champion, Little Guys. Southern Champion, Little Guts. Western Champion, Alpha Male XD. Tag Team Champions, White Claw Derek and White Claw Outlaw Mike. TV Tag Team Champions, Corporal Punishment and War Pig. Six-Man Champions, Righteous Justice Washington, Exodus the Mindful Osborne, and Hubert the Introvert Roberts. And TV Six-Man Champions, Serenity, Manslaughter, and Chuckle. So, Derek, what's going down in the BBL?
Unfortunately, Derek Tuttle won't be joining us on this episode of the Tubecast as he is touring the Far East. He'll be back on the next one.
All right, fantastic. Next up, BRL Battle Royal League number 542, League Champion Silver Fox. TV Champion Rodney D'Armand. Atlantic Champion Author of Agony LePage Turner. Central Champion Dark Angel Madison Rose. Dixie Champion The Monsters James Gordon. Eastern Champion Kim Bong-an. Shout out. Mountain Champion Cujo. Northern Champion Thrash. Pacific Champion The Legend Hasbro. Prairie Champion Jaguar Joe. Southern Champion Magnificent Marvin Moyer. Western Champion The Cobra Vinny Sullivan. Tag Team Champions The Dogface Gremlin Kevin Jeremy and the Hillbilly Charlie Solman. TV Tag Team Champions Cujo and Patrick O'Malley. Six-Man Champions Lord Regal, Martel the Model, and Zolf Ziggler. And TV Six-Man Champions Takalak, Alagut, and Zoo. Fuck those guys. So, Matt, what's going down in the BRL?
Well, interestingly enough, we have the winner of the $50 Battle Royal, and IWAR credit was Rodney D'Armand. So great work from an NWL player coming over and stepping right up. He also took the TV on some regionals. So good work there. I would like to say I'm really happy because when I was opening, I get the paper bulletins, and when I opened it, there was not one but 2 packets of trash talk. 37 pages of trash talk. So between the report and the players, great work, guys. Lots to go through, lots going on. I address a couple of quick things, though. Now, I appreciate good artwork. I do. I know the picture of me in there was done jest. It wasn't, we talked about it. It's fine. But somebody had asked about, well, is it a personal attack? Well, it would be if they were just doing it for purely to be an asshole about it. But he wasn't, and it's not that at all. So that's fine. But I always say, ultimately, I don't want to be involved in the action. I don't put myself in the report in any way unless it's the behind-the-scenes thing. So, I wanted to let people know that, if you want to involve me, just please don't. Use the other characters. That's what they're there for.
You're not a character in the game.
No, and again, it goes back to, I know some players are all about calling each other out and being yo mama jokes, and those just don't do it for me, because I know for all the bravado and tough talk and the promo with the sunglasses and the suit and playing out the bad guy, you're just a dude at home playing a wrestling game, and you're not actually a wrestling guy. So just let's focus on the aspect of creativity here. But someone had asked, a player wanted to involve himself in a feud with a character who's currently under, we call it the commissioner death penalty when it comes to personal attacks. I just don't deal with them. I just go, get by, whatever. You can stay around and play, but I'm not going to involve you. So the point that was made that was fair was, if I want to feud with somebody who is, quote unquote, suspended, that hurts my play. And it's true. So what I'd like people to do is if you want to still stick around and just realize, okay, I did some personal attacks, it's a two-pronged effort. One is you have to obviously stop the attacks. Just don't involve me. Don't call me or other players out by name. Most of the time, people just think it looks petty and pathetic, and it is. But more importantly, if you want to play and show us you want to play, that's the style we want to play, do it. Make the effort. and I'm happy to rescind the suspension, so to speak, or and give you a chance to get back in the game. It's just you got to realize if I used to substitute teach, and when I had students who would act badly, and I'd put them in a corner or whatever for punishment, if they sat there the whole time bitching and moaning about it and not realizing why they were being punished, it's that kind of a process. Like sitting there and being like, "Oh, you're an a-hole and I hate you and you're this," doesn't show me that you're moving on, that you get it. I don't give two shits what you think of me if you're going to come in and just run your mouth about me and no one cares. There's a fantastic meme/GIF file of the 20th Century Fox where just instead it says "no one fucking cares," like perfect, like no one cares. Most arguments on the IWAR pages and could be responded to with "no one cares." So I would ask you, if you want to be part of the game and in the mix of the league, that's cool. Show me you want that. Show me at least you get the fact that the reason you were put in that position is because you crossed a line you were specifically told not to. So it's one thing if it's a jest thing, like what Catfish Rob did with the picture of me. That's a joke, and you guys see enough of me as it is with the stupid workshops and everything else. I'm just trying to give you a way back in. Because that way, if you want to stick around and keep playing, you've been part of the league for a long, long time, that's fine. Just don't be a dick about it. I think that's a pretty fair process. So I wanted to talk about that and get that out of the way. Otherwise, BRL, we just had Battlecade, and we had a whole bunch of stuff go down. You can still read it if you get it before the new cycle posts, but you can see the return of an BRL superstar at the Survivor Series match. We had a big Hell in the Cells, 2 out of 3 falls, no DQ, street fight match. It's a kind of a nod to Dennis, to David Welker. I can talk tonight. I'm not tired. And a lot of other good things going on. So it's we're seeing a lot more faces pop in, and people are starting to get active. We're having 2 more players come in this cycle, so it's going to pick up activity-wise. But I like to remind people that as much fun as our being active or having good numbers helps us qualify for certain titles. That's cool. I love seeing so much TT to work with. That makes my job way easier. Any commissioner loves to see that. So please keep it up, and feel free to contact me if you need help coordinating a feud. I'm happy to kind of play matchmaker or extend a branch and contact. We do have many players in the BRL that are not on Facebook. That it's the only league they play in. So, feel free to reach out to me if you want to get a hold of somebody. So that's the BRL.
Man, I dig that. All right, guys, so what do you got for us IWAR-wide?
Tell them, Dash.
War Games is coming up next year. Don't forget about the War Games. That's coming up.
All right. There you go.
Very excited. Swanson, you got anything IWAR-wide to
add? We already went over the Four Corners Invitational, so...
Man, I dig that. Man, I know you have quite a bit to add.
So just to talk about some...
Wrestler of the Year.
Yes, one second. First, I want to talk about Kennedy Cage beat Perry Legal to win the Bound for Glory series. Johnny Morello and Vincent Torrio defeated Jane Red and Matthew Van Slaughter to win the Tag Team Derby. And
that was an upset.
I don't know. They've
been
on a hot streak. But actually, that would be what I would consider like a high value matchup. I don't know if you quick side note.
I call shenanigans.
A quick side note. There was a thing I think Dustin or Cody posted of their father's notebook that showed how he ranked himself when he did tours. Like, was he in a for instance, if he was considered in for a show, right? If you were in the top 80%, you were in the main event, right? The next I think it was 60 to 79 was like mid card, enhanced, opening talent. So it was kind of a way to gauge it. And I thought of this final because Torrio and Morello have become like a huge tag team. They've done really well this year. Burst on the more than just kind of next level, right? And Jane Red and Matthew Van Slaughter won the Murano. They've done really well. They're challenging for the IWAR tag right now. So a good all around final. I will will be doing a post about the Johnny B Cup and the All Rookie Cup. I'm going to do them earlier this year in the spring. Well, Johnny B Cup in the spring, and the ARC I might do a little earlier. If you're curious about the events for the year, if you go to the latest edition of the IWAR Ringside Magazine, you'll see on page 2 a breakdown of all the events for the year, and it kind of shows what's a buy-in, what's a qualify, and more information like that. So that's good to see. So reminder that if you're hearing this, you probably have time to go and vote for the year-end awards. We've had to date, I want to say, I'm going to check here quick. I believe it's about 40.
I voted 6 times.
Well, it will.
All for Catfish Rob.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, there that explains that. We had 15 responses for NWL, 7 for BBL, 10 for CWL, 12 for IWL, and 16 for BRL, and even 6 for the BRL Women's Awards. So far, so good for the early opening, early voting. And a couple of the awards are pretty much locked up. Like there's one award that only one person got votes, so it's great because I know it's a good category to go in. But there's still time to go. And what's going to happen is in this coming issue, there'll be a big page with all the links involved, so those that have not, don't have access to the internet can get involved. So that is going to be fun to see and see what's left for that. Now, Wrestler of the Year. This is really exciting. For the first time that I can remember, every single league's Wrestler of the Year winner is in the air. I'll start with the easiest one first. So the CWL, Barry Stevens has 235 points. Fubar Snafu was 205, but he is not qualified for a league or TV shot, so the most points he can win is 20 if he wins both the Battle Royal and a title. Or if you win King of the Ring, I suppose. But let's just exempt IWA report hits as points here. They can happen, but let's make the easy focuses first. Anthony Zastampowski is in 3rd place with 185. If he wins league, he ties Barry at 235. Then it goes to tiebreakers. And of course, if Barry wins, retains, that's all she wrote. So there's that. So moving over to the BRL, there are 3 people vying for the final Wrestler of the Year award, which, by the way, the winner of the Wrestler of the Year award gets a real belt. So that's going in there. I saw a post on everybody's homepage like, win a belt. I'm like, God damn, we've been doing that for a year. A-holes. It's all right. It's always fun to see my report or our magazine go up and like get bumped 3 hours later. That's always a nice touch. Thanks. So BRL, we have Adam Cash and R.A. Rude at 210 points apiece, with Mike Sebastian in 3rd with 175. So if Cash or Rude either win enough, a title, and the other doesn't, that's done. If Mike Sebastian wins league, he leapfrogs both of them, and he would win Wrestler of the Year. So it's very fluid, but they're the 3 guys with a chance for it. So BRL. IWL, you got Luther Alexander at 185, who shot past everybody to take the first spot. So I will say that I have, I'm kind of pulling for Luther in some ways. If someone's going to win it, I'd like to see Luther win it because he's an a-hole, but a big part of the IWL. Marvelous Mark Clark is 180. Ali Atari is a 150. So I just wrote a promo for Atari, and a slight spoiler, it's built all around one big thing, and that's that Atari is a number 5 contender, so he will have the last shot of all the league champions matches. So in theory, if Luther lasts that long, Atari would have their last shot at unseating Luther, and his win would give him the Wrestler of the Year and steal it from Luther. So
I'm going to lose at the Grand Sabrosa anyway.
That's all right. Well, he's a TV champion, so he's doing well too. Let's see here. The Bloodbath League. We have Mr. Kamuji with 195, Matsuhara Makashi with 165, Mama Kid with 150, Litigation with 150, Hubert Roberts with 155. So you have the top 5 wrestlers with 4 managers all have a viable shot to walk away with a BBL championship. And I don't know if it plays a heavy role or not, but I know in the BBL we have that big year-long award for Wrestler of the Year, like free matches and iCash. So that's that. In the NWL, we have another derby. Let me pull up here because it gets really interesting. we have Victor Azimov at 175, Outlaw John Nash at 170, Nick Bloodtrap at 140, Alexander Styles at 125, and Bill Bagwell at 110. Now, barring a league and Battle Royal win, a lot of guys could leave up to the top part. But this one's not settled by any means. Victor's done for the league. Giant Bob's out of the league. Dash DeLorean's out of the league. So you have a lot of people vying for it. So 5 different people could be Wrestler of the Year. So that's kind of cool. We have a few tag team races that are still tight in the IWL and NWL settled. CWL's settled. But again, it's one of those things like it's settled, but if someone wins the world, it could throw things into play. So there's always those outside chances. But it's really fun as the scorekeeping type approach to see how much all year long it comes down to like the final cycle. That's really cool. So that is the Wrestler of the Year kind of preview. So watch those results, see who scores, who's going to walk away with the Wrestler of the Year award. Bum bum bum.
Oh man, I dig that. All right, fantastic. So look at the time. I think we are officially out of time, are we not?
Oh, man.
I think we are. All right. All right, guys. So for Derek Tuttle's 4, Matt Riley 4, Michael Swanson 4, Alex G. Have a good night.